of all the things I was teaching, the one element that stayed the same always was simple. That was what I was pitching more than anything else. And even when I do a PowerPoint like this on stage, as you guys have seen, I literally use black and white text. It's because simple is the new sexy. And I would say this to clients over and over again. The number one phrase in our very first meeting was always, just stop talking. You've said enough, right? That is the main issue that people have more so than anything else, right? Is they can't stop talking. It's what they do. So it really became a big push for me to go do that, because in essence, it's really not what you want to say. It's what needs to be said. I want you to think about that for a second, right? It is not what you want to say in your pitch or presentation or any communication style whatsoever. Anybody you're trying to influence to do anything, it's not about what you want to tell them. It's what you need to say to get them to see to your way of thinking. And that's really important. And I was training clients how to say less and get more, and it instills confidence. And I'm going to do a little confidence piece with you guys that I don't do very often, and I don't do for anybody who's not a high-paying client usually, but I'll give you a little twist of that at the end of this. So I wrote a Forbes article about this process, right? The 3-minute rule, what it can teach you. It just kind of explodes. Still my number one article to date, right? And that became the 3-minute rule. And it's been now used as a sales guide for Fortune 500 companies as they guide. It's been, it's been across all the fields, anything pitching. It's become more like a communication style than it has been just how to pitch something. So that's been really, really cool. So the 3-minute rule basically says everything of value about your business, product, or service must be conveyed clearly, concisely, and accurately in 3 minutes or less. Okay. In those first 3 minutes, you have to capture and maintain your audience's attention and illustrate value. And more important than that, you've got to be able to create engagement. It isn't about saying all of it in 3 minutes or ending your pitch in 3 minutes. It's about those first 3 minutes, right? And the truth is, if you haven't convinced your audience to buy in within the first 3 minutes of your presentation, the odds of you doing so after just plummet astronomically. Okay. So anybody notice that your initial decision is formed less than 3 minutes? That's the way the audience is today. Your initial decision, yes or no, is already going to be in your mind in those first 3 minutes. Now think about this if you're listening right now. Have you ever had someone come to try to tell you or ask you to do something or pitch you something, and you knew in like the first 10 seconds that you were going to say no? Right? Can you imagine that? You spend weeks, months trying to develop something, and now within 10 seconds, the person's already thinking to themselves, no. That's the reality.